Hey guys, Tony here from Tony Tech Bytes, and this is the NZXT Kraken Z63 that they sent out to me recently to review. So if you haven't already known, I've been making tech videos on TikTok for about a couple months now, and recently I've been blowing up. Currently, I think I have more than 68,000 followers as of recording this video, and I decided to email NZXT and ask if they wanted to send over a couple products to review. So they sent over the Kraken Z63 to review, but they did not sponsor this video, so keep that in mind. When I first saw the Kraken Z63 a couple months ago, I really wanted it, but I also wanted to downsize my system just because I wanted to bring it around to college if I do move out to a dorm. And I most likely will move out to a dorm, so that's why I didn't really want a case that has a tempered glass side panel, which is where this AIO would shine. So a couple cool features about this AIO is that it is a 280mm AIO liquid cooler. That means that it does not require maintenance, so it's a closed loop and the water is already pre-installed in the loop. It also has two 140mm Air P fans from NZXT. These are non-RGB, but they are static pressure optimized, so I have found them to be really good radiator fans. There's also a 7th generation Asetek pump, which is supposed to provide better performance as well as slightly less noise compared to the previous generations. One of the coolest features of this AIO is the customizable 2.36-inch LCD display, which is super cool because you can add GIFs or GIFs, whatever you want to call it, on the display. You can also display system temperature using NZXT Cam and a bunch more. So I've been messing around with it for the past couple days and I have found the performance to be really good, but I want to talk more about the display first and then we'll talk more about the thermal results. So since the display is fully customizable, I've been tweaking with it a lot using NZXT Cam, and I personally do prefer NZXT Cam over other software like Corsair iQ because of how simple it is, and it has improved a lot throughout the years because it is a lot less buggy than it used to be. It's also a lot more responsive because editing the lighting control and also adjusting the slider for brightness is a lot more responsive than it used to be before. So like I said, you can add system temperature so you can see your CPU temperature, GPU temperature, clock speed for your CPU, GPU clock speed, and a bunch more. You can also see side-by-side temperatures so you can see your CPU as well as GPU on the single pump water block display. There's also an RGB ring feature, so it can just show like a ring of RGB lights if you're into RGB. But personally, I'm not really into that. But where this cooler shines is really adding the GIFs. So I downloaded a couple GIFs from Giphy.com online, and some of them were just SpongeBob and Patrick GIFs, which I thought looked kind of funny and unique. And this really does make this cooler stand out because there really isn't any other option out there. So you would expect the 2.36-inch display to be really small and not really noticeable, but if you do look at this in a case, especially one with glass, it is quite noticeable and it does get really bright as well. I don't know the specific resolution, but it is fairly sharp, and when you look close, you can actually see how detailed some of the GIFs are. So I really had a lot of fun adding animated GIFs, like the one with The Simpsons. I think one of the characters, I don't really know his name, I think it was like Homer or something. He was hiding inside the bush, and I thought this looked really unique. And you definitely will not find this on any other AIO. So now for performance, this cooler performs very well, and I personally use the X53, which is a non-customizable LCD display option for my Ghost S1 build, because it can only fit a 240mm AIO, so I would love to put this in my case, but I basically tested this with the side panels off, sort of like an open test bench scenario. So I used Prime 95 small FFTs to test my Ryzen 9 3900X 100% load, and I was getting about 79 degrees Celsius at 100% load, and for the clock speed, I was getting about 3942 megahertz, which is actually pretty good. So I could definitely tell a difference that this 280mm AIO definitely performed a little bit better than my 240mm one because there's just more surface area for more metal fins, and this basically means that the radiator is larger so it can absorb more heat and also dissipate more heat as well with the larger fans. So overall, I really have had no problems with this cooler, and I think it is such a cool idea. It's so ingenious to put a customizable LCD display on the pump water block combo, especially since there's like a lot less innovation in the tech space these days. This does look really cool. Another thing to keep in mind is that NZXT has a 6-year warranty with this cooler, so if it does happen to leak, you can always just email them, and you can rest assured that NZXT's customer service is top notch. So I personally prefer NZXT's AIOs over all the other options. I've used Corsair's AIOs, and I just do not like the hook system that they use for AMD Ryzen systems. And NZXT has the AM4 bracket as well as the TR4 bracket for a bunch of different sockets, so you can use it on Intel and a bunch of modern AMD systems. So having 4 mounting screws is a lot better than having a hook system like with Corsair's on AMD Ryzen, because It has more even mounting pressure, so this should yield better thermal performance. And it's just easier to install than to just like clip on these hooks that it's just so finicky. I really like NZXT's products. I've been using their Kraken coolers for the past few years. I used the Kraken X62 and then I downsized to the Kraken X53. Now they sent over the Z63 and I'm really happy with it. So yeah, I hope to feature this in a build in the future if I do a PC build tutorial on YouTube. So stay tuned and please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I'm really close to 5,000 subscribers as of recording this video. And also, if you want to pick up the Kraken Z63 or any NZXT Kraken AIOs, I'll link them in the description down below for your convenience. They are affiliate links for Amazon, so I do earn a tiny bit of commission from them, but it does not come at an additional cost to you. Thank you for watching.